Yeah. What's going on, wrestling fans and YouTubers alike? S-Deuce is the name. Talking wrestling is the game. If you saw my update video, you'll know that I've been working on this room for a little while. I am still working on it. Let's see if we can get a better shot at everything. You know, I got some wrestlers on the wall there. Got a little poster from my son's birthday a couple years ago. Gonna try to make it work. And hopefully it all works out in the end. But this is gonna be my Raw video. Last night, Raw was actually pretty interesting. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm sorry about the shaky camera and the shadow. Once I get all this situated, trust me, it won't be as bad as it usually is. So let's jump right back into Raw. Roman Reigns kicks off the show to a sea of boos. I don't know why they keep on with this Roman Reigns thing. They continue to try to get him over. He's not going to get over with the fans, and not anytime soon anyway. I don't think so. He did get some cheers, but whatever. He comes out. He starts running his lips. KO and Jericho come out, and I noticed something last night. When Kevin Owens came out, they popped. The crowd popped. But when they saw Jericho behind him, they popped even more. Which means Jericho, we all knew they were going to feud anyway. Jericho is going to be the face in that feud by far, and Kevin Owens will get more boos then. So they talk crap to each other. Kevin Owens says by the end of the night, Roman Reigns is going to be the one in the shark cage. Roman Reigns, Jericho says he can beat him whenever, wherever, and Roman Reigns takes that as Jericho giving him his rematch for the United States title. Kevin Owens puts his best friend in a United States title match. I couldn't believe it. I really thought Owens messed up there and he pissed Jericho off. You can tell he pissed Jericho off. And I don't know. So Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho, the main event. Oh, wait, Goldberg's there. So what's going to be the main event? But we'll get into that when we get there. Cesaro versus Gallows in a one-on-one match. I don't believe Cesaro and Gallows fought each other in one-on-one yet. Yes, they did. That was the first one-on-one match they had. Anyway, there was a bunch of confusion outside with Sheamus and Anderson both outside. So Michael Cole announces that at Royal Rumble, the tag team titles will be on the line. And there's going to be two referees. One on the inside, one on the outside to stop some of the chaos that happens, because there was chaos again last night. Anyway, Gallows ends up getting the win because the ref was distracted with Sheamus, and then Anderson kicked Sheamus. Cesaro got distracted. Gallows hit the finisher. Boom. 1, 2, 3. I really think it's time for the club to win the tag team titles for sure. I don't see it not happening anymore. It has to happen. Sheamus and Cesaro have run their course. Mick Foley had his fun, and that's it. That's where it's got to stop. The club needs to start getting over even more and more. Fans love Gallows and Anderson. Maybe not little kids, but guys my age and in their 20s, they love Gallows and Anderson. And that's the way they need those tag team titles. They need those tag team titles, or they don't need to be in the WWE anymore. They came in the best tag team in the world, and they haven't had a world title reign. Granted, the New Day had their run, and it was right in the middle of that, but they should have won the title. They should have been the ones to take the titles off the New Day. That's why I think Cesaro and Sheamus are simply transition champions for the club. So hopefully at Royal Rumble, the club takes those tag team titles, and we have nothing more to worry about with the club. They have a lengthy reign, I think, up until maybe even SummerSlam or Survivor Series. But let's see how it works out. Then we got a special look at Mustafa Ali, who's one of my favorite cruiserweights in the division. The kid can flat out go. He does the inverted 450 splash. If you don't know that, they stand on the top rope towards the crowd, and he hits the 450 splash, and he does it to perfection every single time. Then we had a cruiserweight 6-man match with Mustafa Ali, TJ Perkins, and Jack Gallagher against Daivari, Drew Gulak, and Tony Nese. They didn't get any time. I think the match was maybe 3.5, 4 minutes. If that. It felt like that. If you blinked, you missed that match. Ali got off the 450 in the end, so the good guys get the win. Yay! The Cruiserweight division will continue to fail. If you haven't heard news on 205 Live, I might do a video on that, but 205 Live is doing horrible on the network, and crowds are leaving. But we're going to do a video on 205 Live a little later on today. Hopefully I'll get that out to you by tonight. But the Cruiserweight division needs more time. Not just 2 or 3 matches on Raw that are 2 minutes, 3 minutes apiece. They need more time. I was under the impression that they were going to get almost a full hour's worth of television because of the 3-hour Raw, but I guess not. Maybe they were mad with the reactions that some of the cruiserweights were getting, but I don't know. I don't know what's up with the cruiserweights. Then we had a boring Bayley interview and a Charlotte interview later on in the night, hyping their match for the Royal Rumble. They have a history in NXT. I think the match is going to be a lot better than people think it's going to be. It's not Sasha Charlotte, so it's going to be different. Bayley gets a different emotion from the crowd. Bayley is not Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks is in the feud with Nia Jax, who gets me to my next match, destroys a jobber. Okay, and it was sad, but Sasha attacks afterwards and hits the double knees off the apron with her messed up leg. So I was pretty impressed with Sasha and how she did that. It was something to watch. It was pretty cool. I'm gonna try to set this camera down. I don't have a base yet. I'm waiting for my tripod to come in the mail. Sorry about the shaky camera. 8-man tag. The New Day came out. Okay? Then Enzo and Cass came out, which made you think they might have been working into a feud between the New Day and Enzo and Cass. How great would that be, the mic skills in that feud? But no, they didn't do that. They did an 8-man tag with the New Day, Big E and Kofi, with Enzo and Cass against Titus O'Neil, Rusev and Jinder Mahal, and Braun Strowman? Strowman did not belong in that match last night. His star power has risen. He needs to stay around the main event guys. Strowman gets the win after demolishing Enzo. Pretty entertaining match, I guess you can say. New Day did their New Day stuff. Rusev did his Rusev Crush stuff. Handsome Rusev was trending last night. He is money on the microphone, Rusev is. They need to really utilize him a lot better in 2017 than they did in 2016. So Strowman picks up the win. Then proceeds to, he's going to smash Enzo a little more. But nope. The Big Show makes his return, who announced earlier in the day that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. So Big Show and Strowman have a stare down. Strowman backs off again. 2 weeks in a row now. He backed off of Lesnar last week. Now he backs off Big Show this week. It's not good for his character to be seen backing off from two people that are bigger, or one that's a little bigger and one that's just as big as him. You're building him up to be that monster. You've built him up to be that monster for this many weeks. He needs to continue to be that monster. Can't have him backing off from the Big Show. No one takes the Big Show serious anymore. Nobody. Especially not knowing that his match is going to be with Shaq at WrestleMania. A lot of people are mad about that. And what's up with everybody entering the Royal Rumble? I'm entering myself. I want to S-Deuce is entering himself in the 2017 Royal Rumble. Get back to me on that, Steph. Let me know if that's okay. Because it just seems that these wrestlers are just entering themselves, into the Royal Rumble match with no, they don't ask. There's no qualifying matches. There used to be Royal Rumble qualifying matches. No more of those. And then I tweet that out last night, and right after I tweet it, Mick Foley goes into Seth Rollins' locker room and says, Stephanie made a match. You against Sami Zayn. Well, that's weird. Sami was my partner last week, but all right. I know the game she's trying to play. But yeah, the match, Seth. This is my Mick Foley, Seth Rollins impersonation. Sorry, I know, they're horrible. The match, Seth, is it's gonna be if Sami beats you, he earns a spot in the Royal Rumble. But not just any spot. Your spot. Of course, Seth starts bugging out. I would too. I don't know why they went this direction. So Seth Rollins against Sami Zayn, and it was an amazing match. 3 commercial breaks in the match though, which really bothered me. But the match was great. Like if they had a feud in the future, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, they can both go. They're both money in the ring. Great on the mic. Sami Zayn elicits that underdog value like Daniel Bryan. Seth Rollins is just like our Shawn Michaels. Well, these kids' generation Shawn Michaels. This generation Shawn Michaels is what I can easily describe Seth Rollins like that, and it'd be the goddamn truth. So Triple H's music hits after a competitive match, and I marked out. I was starting to reheat my dinner, and I marked out crazy when I heard that music hit. I ran back to the TV, and wow, no Triple H. Rollins figures it out, goes back. Sami Zayn rolls him up into a small package. 1, 2, 3. So now Sami's in the Royal Rumble, and Seth's out of the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins isn't in the 2017 Royal Rumble. So what's he going to do at the Royal Rumble? Just make the Royal Rumble. I'm going to ruin this pay-per-view. I'm going to make your night a living hell, Stephanie. Meh. I don't know. I don't know why they went in this direction at all. It's not as if Triple H actually came out. He wasn't there last night. He will be in San Antonio because, he does his NXT TakeOver, the intros. But will he be at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio? Of course, he'll be backstage. We all know that. But will Triple H be making an appearance? Is that a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble? Which I don't see because now Seth Rollins isn't in the Royal Rumble. So Triple H really has no reason to be in the Rumble or even at it. Rich Swann against Noam Dar was a treat. But again, a 4.5-minute match. Only to what? For Swann to kick Dar in the face. Alicia Fox played a good role outside. She's a little corny for my liking. But, whatever's whatever. I guess Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander have their feud going. He took Alicia. Cedric wants nothing to do with her anyway. But the story in this match was Rich Swann getting on the mic after and challenging the king of the cruiserweights, Neville. And Neville came out. Neville obliged him. Then he backed off. He got in the ring, backed off. Rich Swann, suicide dive, right through the middle rope. Bangs Neville. Starts punching him. They get up. They start fighting. They separate. So at Royal Rumble, Neville and Rich Swann, the match has plenty of emotion involved. Plus, it's for the Cruiserweight title, which I think Neville rightfully deserves. I always wondered why he wasn't in the tournament. He wasn't injured. Hoped he'd be a part of 205 Live, and now he is. And I think he takes that title from Swann. But I'm going to do a Royal Rumble prediction video to let you guys know what I think is going to happen during the matches and what's going to go down at the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns against Chris Jericho for the United States title. Remember I said earlier in the night Roman came out and had maybe 75 boos, 25 cheer? Well, this time it was about 95 boos, 5% cheers. I don't know if the little kiddies were getting tired because it was getting close to 11 o'clock. But when Roman Reigns came out, Kevin Dunn's massive chompers couldn't hit the button fast enough to edit those boos into cheers because he got booed out of the building. Again, Jericho and Reigns, they're money in the ring together. They've worked together a bunch of times already. We've seen this match many times. And in the end, Owens went to commentary, had fun dissing Byron Saxton. I always love when he's making fun of Byron. And then Corey gets in on it. It's really funny stuff. But then he runs back in the ring and just starts beating down Roman Reigns before Roman Reigns can beat Jericho for the title. Gets Jericho disqualified and Reigns wins. But remember, I thought the plan was to get Reigns in that shark cage. So Owens gets him in and then all of a sudden waits 15 seconds of nothing. Tries to get the cage locked. Of course Roman wakes up, but he sold it so bad. He was just sitting there staring at Kevin Owens do what he was doing to the cage. Finally he gets up and they fumble and bumble. Owens winds up in the cage. Jericho gets hit with a spear while Owens is 20 feet above, screaming bloody murder. It was hilarious, but it scares me. And again, that'll be in my Royal Rumble video for Reigns not winning that match last night, not taking back the United States title, and having Kevin Owens in a no disqualification match, which they announced last night, at the Royal Rumble with Chris Jericho in the shark cage up above. Hopefully Jericho gets some kind of foreign object. But like I said, Royal Rumble prediction video will be out this week, the main event of Raw. And this is why Raw went from being a pretty good show to a meh because of the cruiserweights. Up and down, every week up and down. They can't stay consistent and stay good for 3 hours. The main event of Raw was Goldberg again. Goldberg coming out and talking. I don't know when he busted himself open. I must have missed that. But he was bleeding from the top of the head. Nobody came out to give him a towel. He just kept wiping it, and it kept coming out. He just kept wiping it, and it kept coming out. No, that wasn't an echo or a skip. That was me saying it twice because that's all he kept doing, talking smack about the Royal Rumble. Then he said 29 other people are next, and Paul Heyman came out. There was no announcement about Lesnar or anything, so people thought Heyman was just going to come out and talk smack. He cut a really good promo on Goldberg. Of course, he's Paul Heyman. That's what he does. Lesnar was there. Lesnar's music hits. Lesnar comes out, gets in the ring. Him and Goldberg they look like they're about to, two bulls about to go back at it, and dong, dong. Lights go out. Lights go back up. Undertaker's in the ring with Goldberg and Lesnar. Lesnar looks at Taker. Lesnar looks at Goldberg. Taker looks at Lesnar. Taker looks at Goldberg. Goldberg looks at Taker. They do that for a minute. The lights go purple. Undertaker starts looking. It almost looked as if Goldberg thought Undertaker had his back against Lesnar. But then Undertaker quickly looked at Goldberg like, don't try it either, son. Royal Rumbles, every man for himself, friend or foe. There is no other match like the Royal Rumble. It is the biggest battle royal of the year, and it is the kickoff to the road to WrestleMania. So Raw literally had The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, all facing off in the ring last night. Purple lights going off, creepy Undertaker shit happening, and all of a sudden, Raw's over. That was it. That's how they ended. On a stare down between three of the biggest names in wrestling history. The icon, the phenom, the legend, The Undertaker, Goldberg, and the beast, Brock Lesnar, in the ring at the same time. No physicality at all. That's you could say wrestling 101, but in this day and age, I wanted to see a pile up of Raw stars in that ring last night, sending it home to the Royal Rumble. I am excited as shit for the Royal Rumble after seeing that ending, still because I'm a wrestling fan. But I think they could have went beyond that and had a little bit of physicality. Maybe had Undertaker strike Goldberg after Lesnar throws a punch at Undertaker. Undertaker blocks, pushes Lesnar off. Goldberg comes in behind Taker. Taker turns, pow, gives him one right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser. But they didn't do anything. They just ended the show like that to give us fans that salivating emotion of, oh, I can't wait for Sunday now because I need to see Taker and Goldberg and Lesnar in the ring all at the same time to see if they actually knuckle up. And I don't even think we get those three in the ring because I tell you what, if the Royal Rumble Final Four is anything close to Goldberg, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and Strowman, San Antonio's going to have a heart attack. I'm going to have a heart attack here in New York City. They can't end it like that. It can't be one of those four. I don't know who's going to win. Now that Sami Zayn snuck his way in. Raw was entertaining last night. I give it a B-. And I haven't given Raw anything over a C or a C+ in weeks. Weeks. But Raw was good last night. I am looking forward to SmackDown tonight. Little side news. I've been hearing rumblings of Ryan Ward is no longer the head writer of SmackDown. Now it's the Road Dogg, and Ryan Ward's been moved to Raw. I don't know anything about that. I've been looking, I've been researching. I can't find anything. I spoke to a bunch of people I know and a bunch of sources I got, and nobody knows if that's what's happening. They know Ward, who was the head writer of SmackDown since the brand split, works closely with Road Dogg. But Road Dogg was being groomed for a bigger position. Anyway, I'm going to do a video on that because that's a hot rumor. And if SmackDown loses Ryan Ward for Raw, we know Vince wants it to fail. But this has been your Raw review. Let me know what you guys think. And if you know anything about that Ryan Ward Road Dogg situation, let me know in the comments. But let me know what you think in the comments about last night's Monday Night Raw. Did it get you excited for Royal Rumble? Who do you got for the Royal Rumble? Do you think the club deserves the tag team titles, or should Sheamus and Cesaro keep them through the Royal Rumble? What about this cruiserweight division fledgling, failing on Raw? Let me know in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. Let's talk wrestling. That's what this show is all about. I promise you, I will start editing these videos and cutting away, so it won't just be my ugly mug. We'll have highlights and whatnot. I'm learning all the copyright laws and all that crap of YouTube, so my videos don't get taken down. But just let me know in the comments what you thought of last night's Monday Night Raw. Remember, here on Let's Talk Wrestling, I always say no gimmicks needed, because I don't need no gimmicks. But I got to get with the program, start making these videos cool to watch, and that's what I'm going to do. But all I need is me, the camera, and you, the viewer. Thumbs up this video, like it, hit that little blue thumb. YouTube loves when you do that. Share the video with your friends that like wrestling, even if they don't like wrestling. Share these videos. Let them hear this deep-ass voice and watch this ugly mug talk smack. Ooh, not talking smack. This is Let's Talk Wrestling. And don't forget to tell a friend about Let's Talk Wrestling.